Hello everyone, and welcome to the new Pokémon Mystery Dungeons & Dragons campaign, the Lanwell Chronicles. This campaign will be using the 5e rule set modified with a PMD homebrew. Before we begin and I introduce the players who agreed to join me in this, let me give you a background of the continent this campaign will be taking place. Lanwell is a continent that is vaguely made up of 3 distinct regions. Ariane to the southeast, which was a bountiful region filled with many riches, but also filled with prideful Pokémon. Ledrith to the southwest, a region of research, but also a region of isolation. And Caldwell to the north, a region filled with a rich culture born out of a blood-stained past. You see, Caldwell was once a kingdom, a powerful one that was envious of the rich bounty that Arian had. So they desired the land and warred over it. This conflict was constant for many years, beginning and ending at a whim, territory shifting and being taken and returned. Ledrith wasn't free either, as Caldwell often attempted to take control over there for the research into new weapons and magic. Eventually, over a century ago, Ledrith and Arian both came together and fully brought an end to the wars, and the collapse of the Old Kingdom. Since then, Lanwell has seen peace, and Caldwell even is the one who celebrates the end of the war, in a festival known as the Festival of Peace. But tensions between the 3 nations still exist despite the time that has passed since the many wars. And that is what brings us here to the start of the campaign, taking place during that very Festival of Peace in the old capital of Caldwell, Whitetown. And here I am joined by 4 players, so why don't you all introduce yourselves?
Alright, well, I'm Icebelly. I just tend to go by Ice. I'll be playing Sergey.
Yes, I'm Parakoopa, and I will be playing Aaron.
I'm Quill. I'll be playing Reniel.
I am TheGoldCrow. You can just call me Crow. You might know me from another session, but here I am a player, and I'll be playing Eugene.
Okay, so let us begin. So today, within Lanwell, is a festival taking place in a northern town known as Whitetown. This town was once the capital of the Caldwell region, back when it was a kingdom. But since the war and since the end of the wars and the collapse of the kingdoms, it has just become a rather regular town. I mean, it's definitely still got significance, especially since it's sort of a cultural center of it's the cultural center of Caldwell. It has, where the castle used to be, it has a large art museum. It has theater squares, and right now it is holding a festival to celebrate the end. Across the streets, you can see a bunch of Pokemon walking to and fro. There are streamers across the rooftops of the buildings, confetti on the ground, and that is where our characters will be starting off. So, I shall start with Aaron.
Hello.
So, desiring to join the Freelance Guild, you walk into the city and what you see is, first off, you see obviously the streamers, you see the confetti, you see a bunch of Pokemon just chatting. It's very crowded. A lot of travelers, a lot of different Pokemon. Next to you, you also see a signboard, both showing you a basic map of Whitetown, while also showing you basically a list of events that are going on.
Okay. So, Aaron is probably like dancing through the streets in awe of this festival. He's having a lot of fun. And as he's jumping around, he notices this board and takes a look at it.
Okay, so this is what you see. according to this board, current activities that are going on, and I should mention, by the way, it is not early morning, but it's around 9-10 o'clock in the morning. And you see that there will be a fighting tournament, which will start at noon. Similarly, a chess tournament will also be starting at around noon. There is an open mic musical performance. There is a bouncy house.
Oh.
There is an aiming contest.
What contest?
Aiming.
Ah.
You also see that there's a raffle, a cooking competition, a scavenger hunt, and a hedge maze. And those appear to be the activities that are ongoing and that are mostly competitive. You see that the art museum is currently free. You see that the theater is also performing at around 2 or 3, and that is also free. And finally, once it becomes night, they plan on having fireworks launched from the shoreline of the Caldwell Bay. So that is what you see, and on the map you also clearly see in which sector or area of this large town that each of these activities are going to be taking place. Is there anything in particular you want to do?
Oh boy. It's so much stuff in so little time. Aaron is just jumping up and down at the map. What's closest?
Closest would be, from your position, closest would probably be the bounce house.
Yes.
But otherwise, in terms of the ones that are, like, competitive, the closest to you would either be the chess match, but that won't start until later, or the cooking competition.
Chess is boring. Okay, so I guess I have to speedrun this. And then I just start running towards the bouncy castle.
Okay. So the bouncy castle is north from your location, down the street. So you bouncily run through, probably getting a bit of attention, I imagine, due to how energetic you're running. But you eventually see this bouncy castle. There's a drift loom outside of it, and you see a few benches with what appears to be like couples or parents, and inside the bouncy castle you see a bunch of childish Pokemon like a Riolu, not a Mudkip. Well, not a Mudkip. Wooper, that's it. A Wooper, an Igglybuff, and a Caterpie. You see them all just bouncing around, having fun. It doesn't seem like there's really anything too major going on, but it seems like they're just bouncing around and having fun, having a sort of childlike fun, touching the sky and stuff like that.
Oh boy! And then I take a running start and jump in. And then we'll flip.
Okay. If you're gonna run in, jump and do a flip, then give me an acrobatics roll. It wasn't an amazing flip, but you sort of, as you jumped in and rolled around, you sort of landed on your back, but luckily because it's soft, you landed down into it and then it bounced you high to the sky.
Whee!
And yeah, around you hear the cheers of the children as they're all bouncing around and enjoying themselves. The Wooper sort of bounces over to you, and he does a front flip over you while you're bouncing.
Getting one-upped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Whooper goes, "How about that, mister?"
Okay. Aaron gets like slightly offended and is doing how's it called? Flick flag? No. Is it that? In German, I think. I don't know how it's called, but if like this triple jump with the multiple flips, basically, he wants to do that.
Oh, so you're basically trying to flip. You're trying to
Yeah.
flip around multiple times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Like from one side to the other.
Okay. Well, since you are bouncing in the bouncy house right now, you can roll with advantage.
The first thing I do is doing something with dexterity. That's
Oh no. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you apparently like because you just don't like the fact that this Whooper decided to one up you. You do the most impressive front flip you've ever done. Like for a moment, it almost feels like you're in the air, mobile and sort of just flying.
You said the magic word.
Everything's in slow motion as he does this.
Yeah.
And in fact, the real looks to you and she goes, "Wow, mister, it's almost like you're flying."
Oh no.
I know.
the F word.
Woo!
He's never leaving the bouncy house.
No, I imagine
What have you
that
done?
after he says this, I'm like soaring in the wind and like flailing my arms out and trying to actually fly, and I'm not like focused anymore on trying to, land safely because I'm convinced
Oh.
I can fly now.
Oh dear.
Okay, so as you're flapping your arms around, you fall back down and hit your face on the bottom of the bouncy house. Since it's soft, obviously it didn't hurt you at all, but you landed face first and then were launched right back into the sky again.
Whoa! I'm just imagining Aaron flying around the bouncy castle uncontrollably now.
Yeah, as you landed on your face, the kids were all, "Ooh."
But yeah, after that, eventually I try to like get a grip of myself again, and I'm like, putting my hand on my face, and I'm like, ugh, like I'm having a slight headache now, and I'm just walking out of the bouncy castle,
Okay.
and then shaking my head.
Okay, well, since you've gotten one activity, we will move on to Sergey.
Oh boy.
Okay, so a little bit after Aaron left, you walk into White Town and you see basically the same things that he saw. There's the crowd, the map, the streamers, all that stuff.
Might as well check the map.
Okay. Yeah.
I think just arrived.
Okay, so yeah, you see that there is a decent layout, and also I should mention that with Aaron as well. The map also shows where like other map spots are in the town as well, so despite the fact that it's fairly large, you imagine it'd be a little difficult to get lost unless you like go through like alleyways or something like that. But if you follow major pathways, you don't think you'd be able to get lost.
Right.
Do you want would you like me to sort of tell you the layout-ish of the place, or would you just rather look over it and just have that sort of inherent knowledge?
Well, I'm curious what you mean by the layout.
Well, basically, you see from the map that White Town is it sort of has 5 sectors to it. The central sector, which is where the main entrance to the town is, and where you came in, and also where Aaron would have came in, is sort of a business district, but also leads on to the Art Museum Castle. It's also and it leads directly towards the bay. The bottom left sector is where the Coliseum is, and it's generally and that's its general sort of. It's the competitive area and the more physically competitive area. The bottom right sector is where they have the open mic and it's otherwise a more residential area. The top right sector is where the harbor is, and the top left sector is where the theater extravagance is, or in other words, the main theater. Think like Broadway, only not as modern as Broadway is.
Right. It's more like an open theater, thinking Rome and Greece, probably.
Yeah.
Amphitheater. That's the word.
Amphitheater, yeah. And yeah, you see from the board next to it, you also see the list of activities that Aaron saw. Would you like me to repeat?
Yes, please.
Okay, so there's the fighting tournament.
Which is at noon.
There's the chess match. There's the music. There's the open mic musical performance, which is anytime. There's the bouncy house, which is anytime. There's the aiming contest, which will be happening at around 1. There's the raffle, which you could do anytime. The cooking competition, which will also be happening around 1. The scavenger hunt, which you can do at any time, and the hedge maze, which you can do at any time.
Oh darn! Well, now I got 3 things in mind. I'll probably wait around for the fight for noon. But I do have the scavenger hunt and raffle in mind.
Okay.
So let's go check the raffle first.
Okay. So what you do, and luckily for you, you notice on the map that both of them are right next to each other, so it wouldn't be difficult to go straight from the raffle to or at least the start of the scavenger hunt. So you go. They're both in the They're both in the central sector. So what you do is you walk across it. You go around, you pass by a bouncy house where you see, among these children, a Bagon appears to be attempting to fly in there and actually landing on his face. But you continue on forward, and you eventually see the sign-up sheet for the raffle. Well, you see the sign-up line for the raffle. There's a bit of a line, so you'll have to wait a few minutes, but it doesn't look too bad.
Alright.
So
Might as well wait. I'll wait in the raffle first, and then do the scavenger hunt after.
Okay. So you wait in line for a few minutes, and the Pokemon go in front of you, get their tickets, so and so and so, until you reach the receptionist, who appears to be an Electrode. So the Electrode looks at you and says, "You here for the raffle?"
Oh, yes, I am. It's still just trying to figure things out here.
Fair enough. Well, it's a test of luck, so I hope you're prepared for that, but that'll be one piece of gold and you'll get your ticket.
Piece of gold, huh? I guess I can afford it. I'll pay the 1 gold.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
Alright. D100. Mind, I apologize, I'm still warming up the voice.
It's alright. Okay.
78.
So, after handing the gold, he pulls out a ticket and gives it to you, and yours reads 78. And the Electrode says to you, "Alright, we'll be listing off raffle winners right before the fireworks festival, so right around 8. Be sure to be around here for that. Gotcha?"
Understood.
Alright. And he's sort of, well, I'd say he waves you off, but he's an Electrode, so he doesn't really have hands to wave you off, but he sort of motions for you to move on your way so that the people behind you can get their tickets.
Right. Alright, now for the scavenger hunt then. I'll just keep that raffle number on hand.
Okay. So, you, again, it's nearby, so you walk over, and you see a Noctowl near a sort of stand with a bunch of gold coins with stars on them. There doesn't seem to be much of a line.
This is the scavenger hunt?
I'd make a who sound, but I don't want to. Yes, this is the scavenger hunt, or at least the start of it. Would you like to participate?
What all am I really looking for?
Do you see the coins on... Do you see the coins that we have posted on the sign?
Right, I see them.
Smaller versions of these are hidden all throughout town, in many different locations. Some are high, some are low. Some are near, some are far. What you will want to do is, you will want to find as many of these gold coins throughout town as you can before the end of the festival and the fireworks start.
Did not realize I would have to plan between this and the other things.
Indeed, it is quite difficult to do this and other activities, but there have been a few who managed to find many coins.
I might actually have to pass on this then, huh? Darn. Sergey will think it over for a bit before eventually deciding that as much as he would like to participate, he's going to pass on this.
Very well. I understand.
And, so I guess I've just got the raffle ticket now, and I'm waiting for the arena, really.
Yeah, you can head over there and just sort of wait at, like, the entryway.
Mm-hmm.
So is that...
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay. Alright.
Not gonna do too much sightseeing.
Alright. So, while you're doing that, we will move on to Renial. Maybe.
Cool, you here?
I am now, yes.
Okay. So, Renial, you, same as the other two, you walk into White Town, see the same things. You see the map and you see the list of activities.
Okay. Well, the first thing he's gonna do is go to the raffle.
Okay. So, yep, you walk north. You once again see a Bagon having the time of his life in a bouncy house along with a bunch of smaller Pokemon. And you eventually reach the raffle and have to wait in line.
Okay.
You gonna do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yep. You wait in line, and you eventually reach the front and are in front of this electrode, who looks to you and goes, "You here for the raffle?"
I am.
The electrode sort of looks you over, and you can tell he's sort of a little uncomfortable-ish around you. Might be something about your presence, but he still remains as professional as possible, and he says, "Alright, that'll be 1 gold."
He puts the gold in front of the electrode.
Okay, roll me a D100. Okay.
Back in the middle.
50 exactly. Huh.
All right. So you he hands you a ticket with the number 50 on it, and he tells you, all right, raffle winners will be announced right before the fireworks festival at 8 o'clock.
Thank you. And then he walks to the scavenger hunt spot.
Okay. So you pass by and you see a similar thing. You see the stand of gold coins and you see the knock dollar waiting there.
Okay.
Hello there. Are you here for the scavenger hunt?
Yes.
Alright. So your task will be to go around town and find as many of the coins that we have their appearance on these stands as you can. If you find more coins than the rest of your competition, then you are the winner.
Okay.
Okay, so he hands you a small baggie and he says, put the coins in here so that we know that you're participating.
He nods and takes the bag.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
And then he walks off.
Okay. Is there any specific place he's planning on going, or?
Let's see. You said, which places did you say were the free attractions?
The free attractions were like, you have the art museum, you have the open mic event, and the theater having a play that will eventually be free as well. But that's not happening until much later.
He's min-maxing.
Alright. Art museum, theater. And what time is it right now?
Right now, after walking through, it's probably around 10:30ish.
Alright, and how far is the maze from where I am?
The maze will be across town, so the maze will probably take you a good 30 to 45 minutes to reach.
Okay, well, I guess he's just gonna search the immediate vicinity for any coins then.
Okay, so how are you planning on searching? Are you gonna, like, is there a specific strategy, or are you just gonna sort of walk around and glaze? How do you want to handle this?
He's probably going to do a cursory glance over any attractions that are nearby, and if there's anything like any signs, he'll probably check behind them. If there are any benches or anything like that, he'll check under those or on the undersides of those.
Okay.
Or if there are any, like, any sort of landmarkish sort of things.
Okay. Well, if you're checking, like, over benches, behind signs and stuff like that, then roll me investigation.
Okay.
Oh, one more question. How long are you sort of perusing the general area?
He'll probably check the general area for about, I'd say, half an hour, I suppose. How long would it take him to get to the fighting competition? Because he kind of wants to check the, I guess, the stadium, for lack of a better term. And just hunt around there while the fighting is going on so he can spectate that.
The stadium, in order to get the stadium from his current location, it would be about a 30-minute walk.
Okay, it's about 30-minute walk. So he'll spend about 45 minutes just searching the immediate vicinity, and then he'll 30 minutes searching the immediate vicinity, then he'll go to the stadium, do a little bit of searching around there, and then I guess search the stadium proper during the actual competition.
Okay. Alright.
And well heck.
You find...
Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't
Garbage.
really feel... In the general vicinity, you don't really feel like you're doing that good of an investigation. You managed to find, like, 2 of them.
Okay.
And then you're heading on to the stadium?
Yep.
Okay. Alright. While you're doing that, Eugene.
Hey,
Okay.
All right. So
Yep, similar thing. You walk into town, you see all these sites, the map, and the board of activities.
how crowded is it? Is it like shoulder to shoulder crowded, or I have to constantly stop because people are moving at snail's paces? And...
Okay. No, it's not. It's not freeway traffic during rush hour, luckily.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, it's
there's like you can weave around people and manage to walk through town pretty easily.
All right. So the first thing you see is this Cyndaquil. He's kind of like got his like hands clasped together, or paws, I guess. He's kind of like scruffy and unkempt, wearing a dark green scarf, and he's just like looking around, like gritting his teeth and trying to find the map until he finally finds it. He's looking at these activities, and his facial expression changes, like when he sees the fighting tournament. He's like, "Ugh." And like the open mic, "Ugh." And then he sees the chess tournament, but he realizes it's like starts at 12 p.m. and it's 9. You said
At 10.
it's 10. Okay, so I have 2 hours. Eugene goes through like kind of the list here, and he figures he's kind of torn between the hedge maze and the scavenger hunt. I guess the raffle. But he decides maybe he'll it's easier to stay away from people in the hedge maze, so that's probably where he'll head after the raffle.
Okay.
So he's gonna head towards the raffle.
Okay. I suppose since it's been a bit, Aaron, what are you currently doing in the bouncy house right now?
I'm actually leaving the bouncy house, and I'm also going to the raffle.
Okay, interesting. All right.
Seems everyone's decided to take the raffle.
Yeah. Okay, so Eugene, as you walk up to the raffle, you see a Bagon leave the bouncy house after, I don't know, falling and flailing a bit, and he seems to be also heading towards the raffle as well.
All right, so I just kind of mumble to myself, "Oh man, this place is full of weirdos."
Okay. And
But
yeah.
I'm gonna head towards my destination, the raffle.
Okay.
So
So
be
yeah.
speed walking a little to keep ahead of him.
Yeah, after touching my head a bit because it hurts, I quickly shake it off and then just start smiling and jumping around and continue towards the raffle.
Okay. So, Eugene, you get, because you're speed walking and trying to avoid the bouncing Bagon behind you, you manage to get to the raffle first. Aaron, you are about 2 Pokemon behind Eugene in the line. And the line eventually leads to you, Aaron. The Electrode says same thing, 1 gold, and when the raffle is, so are you going to pay the 1 gold?
Question: how much gold do I have?
Oh, shoot, did I not give you your gold?
I don't think I got gold.
Oh, I think your gold was probably... Shoot, Oh, no, you do. You got 40 GP.
All right.
Oh wow.
I have 5. Is that correct, or did I put it down wrong?
Sort of a 10.
Okay. I'm as he asked me to give him 1 gold. I'm just saying that's pretty expensive. Is okay. And then I give him the gold, but reluctantly.
Okay. Alright. I assume both of you, since both of you are paying, both of you give me D100.
Wait. I say to him, can I buy 5?
Oh.
That's unfair. No, I want to win. This is very expensive.
What are
If
you
he
talking?
buys 5, well, you can't just buy multiple.
There's nothing against the rules for buying multiple.
Okay, then I also buy 5.
Very well. Okay, both of you give me 5 D100s.
Well, actually, I open my money bag and I see that I only have 5, and I'm like, okay, I will just take 1. I don't need more.
That's already interesting.
Welcome to just
Aaron.
welcome, Aaron.
Yeah.
18.
Okay.
7.
Be sure to write your numbers down.
Yeah. And I'm gonna like awkwardly say, like, yeah, that's 5%. That's the chance of rolling a natural 20.
What?
Nothing.
Well, anyway, my name is Aaron. Who are you? Are you with the guild?
No, I'm not with the guild. I'm Eugene, and I'm on the way to the maze, so I don't miss the tournament.
Oh, okay. I actually wanted to go to the cooking contest, but the maze also sounds interesting.
No, I think it's a good idea for you to go to the cooking contest.
The cooking contest starts at noon, right?
I think the cooking contest. The cooking contest starts at 1.
Oh, and how late is it right now, roughly? What does it?
10:30. It's a bit past 10:30. It's more 10:40ish, but
Oh,
Well,
okay.
actually, I think I still have a little bit of time, so I think I can just follow you to the hedge maze. I think that sounds like fun.
I'm gonna. Do I have a semblance of time right now, knowing it's like kind of getting closer to 12, and this might take a little bit going to this maze, and I might
Yeah.
get lost in it.
yeah, you're probably aware enough of. Like, you don't know how long the hedge maze would take you, but you're probably at least aware enough that you can imagine, like, first off, you've been walking for a bit, and that'd take you a bit of distance to get to the hedge maze.
That's a good idea, Aaron. You can go to the maze, because I realized I'm late for something, and I said hi to you, and so yeah, I said hi, so bye.
Okay, if you're sure.
Y-
Bye.
yeah,
Hopefully see you around later. Are you going to the fireworks?
No. He is.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll probably see you around anyway. Bye. And then he
Bye.
waddles off towards the hedge maze.
My gosh, this party dynamic is wonderful.
I didn't even want to go to the hedge maze. Now I'm going to the hedge maze.
Oops.
Persuaded you to go to the hedge maze.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go. I guess I'm just gonna go to the chess tournament and wait there.
Okay. Alright, then we'll go back to, I suppose we'll go in order, and we'll go back to you, Aaron. So,
Alright.
you walk to the southeastern side of town, and you see what appears to be this rather, obviously it's a hedge maze, rather mazy, stuff like that. There appears to be an Alakazam standing there sort of watching as Pokemon walk in and making sure that only one person goes at a time. There's about 4 or 5 Pokemon there waiting.
Oh. Okay, I'm approaching the Alakazam and asking, excuse me, sir. If I do the hedge maze, will I have enough time for the cooking contest?
I think the cooking contest is happening in several hours, so assuming these Pokemon are too slow, you probably can. There is a limit to how long they can be in there before we go and get them out. For their own safety, obviously. And for keeping things going.
Alright, thank you.
Okay. So, you, wait in line, and it takes a bit, like, a while. You see that it goes, since it's near 11:30, near noon, so other things are happening elsewhere, but eventually, you are probably waiting like that, yes.
Yeah. I sent the Aaron Zoom emote. It's a shaking bacon. He's completely restless. He's just jumping up and down.
Yeah, we have a shaking bacon in the chat.
Don't think this works, but let me try.
Eureka.
So yeah, you're this Alakazam is watching you bounce up and down with both interest and slight worry and confusion, and wondering how much caffeine you had or sugar. But you're eventually brought to the front, and he says, "All right, you got 30 minutes. Good luck." And he sort of pats you on your back as you're allowed into the hedge maze.
All right, and then I run in and yeah, basically I don't really pay too much attention to where I'm going. I'm just running in and
Okay, so you're running randomly then?
yes, for a while.
Okay,
Just gonna make it through
interesting.
Sheer dumb luck.
All right, let's see if your dumb luck manages to get you anywhere. Just give me a basic D20 at disadvantage.
Oh boy. And again.
Okay. So
Oh, wait.
yeah, you got an 8. So yeah, you run around and run around and run around. You're not sure where you are, not sure where you're going. Like you're just running around and running around. And eventually you see the hedge walls next to you open up, and the Alakazam walks through, and he says, "Sorry, your time's up."
I was almost there.
You didn't even make it through a fourth of the maze.
I just mumble. Well, anyway, I got to go to the cooking contest now. Didn't I just waddle off?
Okay.
Hopefully in the right direction.
Yeah, he made a path for you to exit from the side.
Mhm.
Okay, so you waddle out and you go off. Okay. Anyways, we will once again next go to I still will go to Reniel because he's going to meet up with Eugene potentially later. Okay, so Reniel, you're planning on doing more of the scavenger hunt around the Coliseum area?
Yep.
Okay, same as before, just investigating signs, benches, stuff like that. You did pass over a river as well to get over here.
Okay. On his way there, I guess he would also check under the bridge if he's able to, and he would, I guess, check to see if there's any sparkling in the water.
Okay. If you're checking under the bridges and checking for sparkling in the water, then you're going to need to give me a perception check.
Alright.
Okay, so yeah, you see that there is actually under the bridge and in the river, you actually see that there's a number of untapped even sparklings. Most likely because not too many Pokemon have access to under the bridge or in the water.
Right. So how many do I collect?
Well, how are you going to collect them?
Mage Hand.
Yeah, I figured you were going to say that, but just had to make sure. Okay, so if you're using Mage Hand to grab them, then you get about 20.
Good deal.
Okay, so you grab those, and heading to the stadium. If you're doing the same thing, give me investigation. Oh!
There it is.
Okay. So yeah, unlike before with the first area, you just investigate like mad. You just feel like you're looking at every suspicious nook and cranny and are just really, really, really doing good. You managed to get a total, an extra 50 from around the stadium area.
Ooh. I am glad I did not sign up for the scavenger hunt.
Okay.
Coin for me is a coin that someone else can't get.
Okay, so, anyways, you eventually reach the stadium. There's still about 30 minutes before the fights begin. But, you reach the stadium as you, Sergey, you walk up to the counter where you see a Mineshow who is sort of signing Pokemon up. Sergey.
So this is the sign-up?
Yep. Yes,
All
this
right.
is the sign up for the Coliseum. Are you fighting alone?
I'll be fighting alone today, yes.
Very well. That'll be 1 gold.
Ugh, everything requires gold for these, doesn't it? Very well.
Okay.
And I'll hand over the gold. To spent already, cheese.
Thank you. We will inform you when you start up. Until then, you may remain in the reception. You can go around, look around town if you wish, and we will inform you when your first match will begin.
Is there any chance I could observe, or are these private matches?
As you're a fighter, we are not allowing you to observe, though. If you were,
I see.
yeah, if you were merely here to spectate, then we will allow you to observe whatever matches you wish. But since you're a fighter, you are barred from entry.
Understandable. I'm not allowed to go and scope out the competition, as it were.
Indeed.
I will wait.
Okay. So as you're waiting around the reception, you see several Pokemon all walk in, sign up. It seems to be a very beginner-friendly competition. You don't see too many really tough Pokemon. You only see, I think it's like, is it Kamo or Jung?
Gangmo.
I can never remember the difference. I can never remember that line's.
I can't either.
Okay, yeah, it's a Jangmo. Or I'm going to assume that's how it's pronounced if it's not, but oh well. You see a Jangmo. You see a Jangmo. You see a Sobble, Ponyard, Chimchar, Meditite, Pansear, Purloin, Panpour, Geodude, Cranidos, Pokemon like that. They don't seem to be too veteran fighters. They seem to all be fairly beginners, except for the Jangmo, who seems to have a bit more fight to him. But that's what you see as you wait around. And eventually, Reniel, you also walk into the Coliseum.
Okay.
So Sergey, you see this fairly scrawny looking Eevee with these very almost dead eyes walk into this Coliseum entryway. He doesn't appear to be too much of a physical fighter at the very least.
He doesn't say anything, but he's just kind of thinking to himself, he's playing to sign up.
Okay, so what are you going to do, Reniel?
He notices Sergey looking at him, and Sergey hears in his head,
Oh, you actually paid attention to me?
Oh.
Yeah, you hear this in your head. The Eevee did not open his mouth at all. In fact, you're not even certain that it came from the Eevee or not, but you hear this in your head.
He just kind of raises a brow and turns his head away, but very confused.
Yeah, that is about the reaction I expected.
and then Reniel goes about looking for more coins.
Okay. Give me... there's not really anything particular to investigate inside the Coliseum, so give me just a perception.
Okay.
No, you don't find any inside the entryway.
Okay. And I guess Renuel will be as he's looking around. He eventually comes up next to Sergei, and Sergei again hears in his head a voice, and Renuel says,
Will you be participating in the tournament?
"You're muted, Ice."
I'm trying to even think how to respond to something like this.
Yeah, I imagine imagine Sergei's probably a little creeped out.
A little creeped out, but he just kind of thinks, "What, you were trying to sign up too?"
Do I look like a fighter? I would not do very well on my own. I would have to fight with someone else.
So you were talking to me then, without moving those lips.
Yes. Does it bother you?
It's strange. I don't know how to react to something like that.
Okay, and now you hear the voice coming from near Renuel's face, but he's still not moving his mouth, and he says,
Is this any better?
I'm sorry, I'm just...
Apparently,
I don't know
Radial's
how to
very
read.
good at leaving you speechless.
Apparently. I have no words. I have no words.
Neither do I.
He just slowly backs away.
Not really backing away, just kind of very
and Renuel's
confused
also
by the
not
CV.
Renuel's also not looking directly at you as he's talking to you. Forgot to mention that.
So it's even creepier then.
Yeah, just very confused by the CV. He's a strange one.
Realizing he's not getting much discussion out of Sergei, he says,
Good luck in the tournament.
Well, thank you, I guess.
and then he's gonna give Sergei his space.
Okay. So,
Creepy fellow.
eventually, after the Eevee finally gives you your space, Sergei, you hear your name being called.
Alright. I guess I'll, make my way towards the, well, wherever this is. I guess it's in the stadium at this point.
Yeah. So there's a door to the left and right of the mine show, and she points you to the door to the, well, to her left, your right.
Alright.
You walk through it and it takes a bit. And meanwhile, Raniel, if you're spectating, you'd be walking through the left door.
Okay.
And Sergei, you eventually walk out and you see this rather beautiful Colosseum, strangely enough. Like, the Colosseum is obviously circular. In fact, I have a map for it for you.
Oh.
I don't have battle maps, but I at least have a map.
I was about to say, battle maps.
So yeah, you see the circular. You see this circular room with 4 pillars in it, and these pillars are very well kept. There is also, strangely enough, 2 waterfalls near the pillars, each of them forming a sort of pool of water, sort of basin. And surrounding you, there are also stands where you see myriad of Pokémon, including the that strange Eevee ends up making his way up there and seems to be watching as well.
He's looking directly at you.
Well, everyone else is like just talking. It's like...
Yeah, they're talking. if you're looking around, you can see a lot of them are sort of sizing you up since you're here first. There's, like, among the crowd, there's a Nidorino who's curious about you. There's a Linoon talking with a Mudbray. And there's Duat who's has their eyes on the entrance to the other side. And eventually that other side opens up, and you see a Chimchar walk in. You are both brought to the center by Mindfu, who appears to be sort of the Judge Dash receptionist.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Keep this fight clean, you two."
Of course. Fights like this are just for the entertainment, are they not?
Indeed. And the Chimchar appears to be a little scrappy. Seems to be pumping his fists. He's like, "Alright, I hope you're ready to lose."
Ah, in your dreams. Alright.
The B-Sharp raises his paws, and he goes, "Begin!" Roll me initiative.
Alright. That's where the fun begins. Initiative. That's just the modifier, so it's a d20 then?
Yeah, d20 plus dex.
Oh, plus dex. Yep, so... Oof.
Okay, now Chimchar is going first. Okay, so what you see is the Chimchar sort of looks at you. There's about 10 feet gap between the two of you. The Chimchar sort of looks at you, sort of looks around, and he decides to go straight for you with a punch. Does 22 hit?
Jeez, off the bat with a 22. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, he deals... Oh, wow. He only deals 3 damage, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, he crossed into your corner and hit you with a bit of a punch, but it glanced off your vest, so it wasn't too big. How do you wish to respond?
Well, obviously this has to be done clean, so this is mainly just, Pokemon moves, no weapons.
No, you can use weapons, you just can't actually attempt to murder lies.
Oh, of course. Actually, let's start with a Mud Slap.
Ooh, okay, Mud Slap, nice. I believe the way that works is... remind me how that works?
Select a creature or object within 30 feet of you that can see. The target must make a dexterity saving throw. Objects automatically fail this. On failed save, target takes 1d4 bludgeoning damage and has mud splash in their eyes, giving them disadvantage on all attack rolls until the mud is removed with an action.
Okay, gotcha.
DC is 8 plus my Constitution modifier.
And your proficiency, I believe.
Oh, wait, does it say proficiency? Oh, yeah, plus proficiency. So that would mean it is... You were trying to beat a 13.
Okay, he failed. So, roll damage.
D4. See, there was anything else in modifying? Nope, just a 1d4. Right.
Nice. Okay. And since that's a ground type move, we'll say that's double as well.
Alright, so that's 4 then. Nice.
Okay, so you dealt a nice amount of damage to him, and you see that the mud has basically blinded him. He's gonna once again try and do a punch at you, but that missed. So yeah, he's swung wildly, having a difficult time seeing you. What would you like to do?
This time, let's see. Oh, since weapons are usable here, let's go with the Skarmory Feather.
Okay, give me an
That
attack
was
roll.
the Scimitar. I need to double check what the Scimitar is. Actually, it just says +5 on the attack bonus. Right, what am I doing? This just means d20 +5. I think. Remind me, it's obviously been a while since I've used fighting.
Yeah,
so
it would be your strength. Well, it's finesse, so it can be either your strength or dex plus proficiency.
okay, so yeah, it was definitely +5. Does a 20 hit?
Yep, that hits. Roll damage.
All right. That is a 1d6.
Yep, 1d6 plus strength or dex, whatever you use for the attack. Okay, so you swing your sword, or do you want to flavor this?
Hmm?
Do you want to flavor this attack?
I'm also not the best at flavoring attacks.
Okay, if you want me to, I can.
If you would like to.
Okay, so yeah, you take this curved feather that looks like it could have come from a Skarmory or just metal crafted in a Skarmory shape, and you swing. I assume you're doing non-lethal, obviously.
Of
But
course.
You swing it across him, and you send him just sprawling onto the ground, KO'd. As you do so, the Mindfu raises a paw in your direction, says, "Winner!" And you hear the crowds cheering for you. Many of them look to be impressed. A lot of them seem to be clapping for you. Raniel, what are you doing?
He's just sitting there.
Okay,
Just sitting.
the Eevee is just sitting
Looking.
there menacingly.
It's on their feet, like applauding.
Just this one Eevee in the crowd and not doing anything. Yeah.
And you are led out and told that your next match will happen in about an hour from now.
Alright.
Okay, anyways, let us move to Eugene, since we've been neglecting you a little because you're split apart.
We split the party and it's only session 1.
Weren't you told not to split the party? Okay, so you walk towards the sort of residential area, and this is where you find the in the small sort of parkish area. You see the chess tournament. You see various Pokemon all sitting there. Like, you see a Dartrix, a Pidgey, Bulbasaur, Pokemon like that. They're all sitting there. And yeah, they're all waiting, and running the thing is a Dragonair who is in charge of signing you up.
And is it like substantially quieter here? Like the noise from the festival is kind of dulled from the background?
Yeah, definitely. You could tell that a lot of these Pokemon are definitely quieter. Like, there's a bit of discussion among those who you imagine are friends, but a lot of them, like there's a Flappy there who's just focused on, who has their own chessboard actually, and is focused on you can tell they're sort of mentally mapping out moves in their mind and stuff like that. So there's a lot less talking.
And I forgot to mention too. Do I have my thing at the start of the day? The dice.
Oh yeah, if you want to
Okay.
roll that now, you can.
Yeah. All right. I'll do that.
Yeah.
All right.
11.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess Eugene kind of gives a sigh of relief that he's escaped the madness of the festival, and he goes up to the Dragonair to register.
Okay. So the Dragonair looks to you and she says, are you here for the competition?
Yes, I am.
Alright. 1 gold and you're entered.
I put 1 gold on the table or desk.
Yeah, table. Oh,
Yeah.
desk. Yeah, table. Okay. And you're signed on. Is there anything in particular you want to do?
I just like periphery. Just look around, maybe. I don't know how you'd scout out if someone looks intimidating in a chess tournament, but I mean,
Okay.
just kind of give a glance around, I guess.
Okay.
See if anything really stands out.
Alright, well, in terms of competition, the Pidgey and the Bulbasaur both definitely look like they're fairly noobish at them. Neither of them look particularly intimidating. It appears that the Dartrix and the Flaffy both look like they'd be fairly good competition. And the rest are all intermediate. Some of them appear like they might be able to at least handle themselves, but they maybe aren't able to handle themselves that well.
All right. Then I'll just kind of maybe sit at a table by myself and wait till it starts.
Okay. So you sit there and wait, and as you're sitting there sort of minding your own business, the Flappy walks over to the other side and says, "Ah, you're entering this too, are you?
Uh-huh.
Alright, well, good luck."
Yeah, good luck to you too.
You play chess, will this be your first time taking a chess competition?
Oh, no. I've been in a few tournaments.
Ah, good to hear. There are a lot of people who are, I don't want to insult them and say that they're clearly not cut out for this, but a lot of them are, they seem to be a little in over their head.
Well, I think it just takes experience.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully we both make it to the finals. I'd love to match off against you.
Yeah. What's your name?
Oh, Kalen. I'm from Ledrith.
Oh, I'm Eugene. I'm from, I'm pulling out a document in my head right now.
Arian.
What was it again?
Arian.
Arian. Okay, I'm from Arian.
Alright, nice to meet you. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you, too.
And
I hate it that my best social interaction was with an NPC. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you wait there for a bit, and you are eventually called to the table along with the Pidgey.
Alright.
The chessboard is put down, and you are black while the Pidgey is white.
Alright.
Okay, so first things first, I need you to make me 3 checks. I'll need you to make me a history check to sort of determine what strategies you're having, and since you're familiar with dice, all of these are not, well, you are familiar with dice, but since you're familiar with chess, all of these will be with added proficiency, unless you happen to have expertise in any of these. But I will want you to make a history check in order to sort of think of strategies and stuff like that. I will want you to make an insight check to sort of get a read on your opponent, and I'll want you to make a deception check to avoid having your opponent read you. And I'll do the same for your opponent.
Should I do these in any order, or...?
Any order in particular. I'd say go history first, and then go insight than deception, just because you're
All right.
sort of thinking first and then moving.
All right. So I'll do my history first.
Nice.
Bam.
All right. Give me insight.
My insight is +6. D20 +6. And then what was the last one?
Deception.
D20 +2. Ooh. Well, I'm not very deceptive.
Apparently not. Okay, so let's see. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, so the match begins, and yeah, you have plenty of strategies in mind as you sort of play around, and you can read this Pidgey basically like an open book, and despite the fact that you're very open yourself, it seems the Pidgey can read you about as well as you can deceive him, so you're matched there, but...
The venue is still, like, in a festival, and that's probably what's throwing me off.
Yeah. But still, you definitely have the advantage in strategy as you pull moves, you play your sacrifices, all well and good, and the Pidgey sort of seems to be that you're clearly outmatching them.
Alright.
And you eventually put all the pieces together, and do you want to say it?
Yeah. Checkmate.
The Pidgey sort of grunts and goes, well, I guess I kind of was worried this would happen.
Sorry.
Nah, it's fine. I was just here because friends kind of wanted to join this tournament together. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm only here for this too, and I mean, I don't like festivals. They're hot and loud, and yeah, I'd rather be at home right now.
I can see that. Honestly, like, my friend's very outgoing, and it's sort of like he loves the atmosphere. He loves all this, and I'm a little less into it. But I mean, you gotta support him. You gotta support your friends sometimes. So
yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
Hey, wait, bye. Then I just gotta pack my stuff up.
Okay. So after that, unlike the tournament, you actually do, because this is an open field, you actually do get to observe the remaining competitors, and sort of what you saw, what you expected you saw. The Flappy and the Dartrix were actually matched together, and you saw that they had a very, very evenly matched game, where both of them were sort of at their peak, but the Flappy managed to win out, the Bulbasaur managed to win out, and yeah, you also got to see some of them play, and definitely the most impressive was the Flappy and the Dartrix this match.
Yeah, I'm actually like pretty happy about that, because the two like most experienced guys like
one of them knocked the other out.
Yeah.
And anyways, we shall move back to Aaron.
Oh boy.
Alright, so Aaron, after not doing a very good job at the at the Hedge Maze, you head over to where the cooking competition will be taking place, which is in the center sort of district.
Okay.
You see several pots. You see a bunch of Pokemon all standing next to their pots, and next to the pots there's a bunch of berries and ingredients and stuff. Inside the pots there's boiling broth. And you see that a Smeargle seems to be running this stand.
Okay.
Notable about them is that while most Smeargle have like paint on the tip of their tails, this Smeargle's tail is completely clean.
Interesting. Okay, so I approach them and say, "Hi, I would like to participate in the cooking contest."
Oh, you're here to cook, huh? All right. That'll be 1 golden. You can take your pot.
Well, why does everything have to cost money?
Isn't that the $1 million question? But that's how the festival raises its money to continue happening.
No pun intended.
Can I win money?
Oh, certainly.
Oh, okay, I guess then I will just get it back. Okay, here you go. And I hand him one.
Okay.
Cool.
You give the money, and you are taken to your own pot. It is currently there's no fire under it, so it's currently cold, and next to you see, in terms of ingredients, you see carrots, mushrooms, tomato berries, spellon, orange citrus, nanimid bulk.
Okay. I did not get to write that down that fast. Yeah, but I guess Aaron probably has some sort of recipe in mind when he sees this from back home. I'm not sure personally if it's a good recipe, or if he just thinks it's a good recipe. Guess we will find out. Yeah, are there also other contestants around?
Yeah. There's a few, like there's a Munchlax for obvious reasons. There's also a Mudbray, a Lipard, and a Shiftry, and a Glaceon.
Okay, is any of them or the like is anybody there, either of the contestants or of the people around, like wearing any, I don't know, guild badges or something?
If they are, you do not see them. If they are, you do not see them.
Okay.
So it's hard to tell if they just not in the guild, if they're hiding their badges for some reason, or what.
Well, okay. Aaron gets ready.
Okay. So, you are eventually told to begin. Let me give you the list of ingredients, and I'll let you decide how you want to handle this exactly.
Okay.
Given those ingredients, you got a pot in front of you, and you're told to call them over when you want to light the pot up, if you want to light the pot up.
I'm guessing Aaron has probably used all of these ingredients before.
Yeah. If you want to maybe think of what to make of them, then give me a survival check. Unless you can
Okay.
think of something on your own.
I will try the survival check first.
Okay.
Survival.
And give me
Oh, great.
proficiency, give me it with proficiency since you're familiar enough with cooking.
Up to, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you think you're not entirely sure. Like, you don't have full knowledge of, like, maybe the whole shebang, but you think you probably make something like stew out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that roll, which you know is at the very least that you'll want to start with the tomato berries and put it into the stew first, but beyond that you can you really remember what to do next.
I will just freestyle it after that. Just adding random berries. And, I don't know, carrots last, maybe. I don't know. He's just trying it out. This has always worked, this way of cooking for him, so.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you add the tomato, and then you're just adding random. You're just adding basically everything.
I'm not sure if I'm adding the orange citrus berries since they are probably sweet. And the nana berry. Check.
I'm gonna actually disallow checking. If you want to know, then give me a nature check.
All right, then the nature check it is. Nature. Ah, great.
Yeah.
My best, all of my best modifiers.
Okay, so you want to know the nanub?
Mhm.
Okay, you know that nanub berries are typically sweet and bitter.
And this spelon berry? I never heard of that.
For Spellon, give me another nature check.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, you know exactly what the Spellon berry is. The Spellon berry is a fairly spicy berry. In fact, it's known as one of the spiciest berries. So if you want to make a really spicy dish, then Spellon is very good. But if you don't want it to be very spicy, then you disavow it due to its potential of making it overly spicy. So,
I think a certain someone would kill me. Well, we added the only other berry I don't know is the blackberry, so.
Alright. You have no idea.
Okay, so I think what I will try to do is making a stew out of it, starting with the tomato berry and adding mushrooms and carrots, a little bit of the spellon berry for the spice, and then I will try to make a dessert out of the orange, citrus, and nana berries. I don't know how you make a dessert just out of berries, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So you add the berries. Give me I'd say, since they'll provide you with a knife, give me an attack roll using dexterity to chop off the amount of Spellon you want. You said only a bit, so give me an attack roll with dex if you want to chop off just a bit of Spellon. Okay, yeah, you managed to chop off, maybe get a bit more than you expected, but you managed to chop off about the amount you put in, and you throw it in, the fire started, and you sort of mix it up. Alright. Now I want you to... Let me think. Now I want you to give me two more survival checks, both with proficiency. One to fully cook your stew, and one to try and turn the sweet berries into some form of like dessert, or maybe like a mushy sort of cranberry sauce, I guess.
Okay, two survival checks with proficiency?
Yeah, first one will be for the stew, finishing it off, and second one will be for the
Oh dear.
Okay, so you luckily your ingredient choice for the stew is very good, but you feel like you maybe like overcooked it a little. And as for the berries, yeah, you just ended up with a bunch of mush and sticky hands.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother with the berry slime.
It worked for Lucius.
I'm just going to serve this stew.
Okay. So, you are actually the first one who has an event that's finished, so congratulations.
Hey.
So the Smeargle comes around and takes a taste from each of the pots after they've cooled off, obviously. And after sipping all of them, he seems to find yours interesting. And he says, okay. And moves on, and he stands in the middle, and for announcing the winners, he says that you got second place.
Aaron's in a limbo between happy and very disappointed of himself.
And the Glaceon that you were competing with was the one who got first place.
Well, you won. Congratulations.
Okay, you say that's Glaceon and says, well, of course I did. I happen to know quite a bit about cooking, but, you apparently impressed the judge, so mind if I take a bit of taste of yours?
Sure.
Okay, so this Glaceon goes over to yours, takes a taste, and is like, yeah, yours could have been a lot better if you cooked it a bit better, but it's got all the ingredients.
As he's over my stew, I pretend to like stumble into him and like smack his face into the stew. Oh, sorry.
Oh no!
Okay. Give me sleight of hand.
Oh, that's actually not too bad. Okay.
Pass this off as an accident.
Interesting rolls today.
Oh my god!
Okay, so your attempt to pass it off is so clearly a failure that not only were you not able to do that, but you were also not able to even... They noticed you before you could even approach them and ducked away, and they're like, well, what's your problem?
Oh, I'm sorry and I'm just walking away. Oh man, that didn't go as planned.
Okay. Alright. So, I suppose next we'll move back to, Sergey and... oh boy. We'll move on to Sergey and Reniel.
Oh no.
Yep. So after a bit of time, was there anything in particular you wanted to do while... You had about an hour of waiting, and they did give you, by the way, a few berries to restore you back to full health.
Oh, good.
So you can put yourself back in full health. But anyways, is there anything in particular you wanted to do while waiting the hour, or just sort of wait around?
Probably just wait around.
Okay.
How far is the hedge maze time-wise?
If you try to go to the hedge maze and back within like an hour, you're not going to be able to do... Like, you could get to the hedge maze and then get back within an hour, but you couldn't go to the hedge maze, do the hedge maze, and then get back within an hour.
Alright, I just missed the next match, basically.
Yeah.
Since I'm just a spectator, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Reniel's gonna head to the hedge maze then, and as he's passing Sergey, he's going to say,
You did well in your last fight. Good luck in the next one.
Well, thank you.
and then Reniel continues out of the stadium without another word.
Okay. I suppose since Reniel hasn't done much, we'll go to Reniel next, and then we'll move to you, Sergey.
Mm-hmm.
So, Reniel, you walk over to the hedge maze. Are you still looking for coins while at it?
Naturally.
Okay, give me a perception check, since you're sort of just looking around while walking.
Nope.
You found one.
Oh, I did find one. Okay.
So yeah, you find one coin on the way. Don't really feel like you searched that well, but you eventually reach the hedge maze where you've got a line in front of it, and you see an Alakazam watching it. The Alakazam turns to you as he notices your presence, and his eyes widen. And he goes, "You're that Eevee."
And in his head, he hears,
Hello, Shad.
I must admit I didn't expect to see you around here.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I just kind of travel where the wind takes me these days. And these days, it brought me here, to the guild. Well, hopefully, anyway.
You have interest in joining the guild?
You could say that.
I must admit I didn't expect that from you. Very well.
Not many would expect much out of me.
Very well. Obviously, despite the fact that I know you and were there when that happened, I can't necessarily just give you a spot in the guild.
I understand.
But you're welcome to try the hedge maze. Perhaps if you navigate it fast enough, I may be able to introduce you.
That's the plan.
Okay, so yeah, you sit there, wait a bit, and the line eventually passes until you're at the front of it. You notice, by the way, that a couple of Pokemon looked behind you, noticed that you were there, and they decided to vacate and not go through the hedge maze. So they decided, this creepy Eevee's behind me, how about we don't? But you eventually make it to the front, and Chad says to you, okay, you've got 30 minutes to make it through the maze before we come and get you.
alright. And, Renewal's going to cast Expeditious Retreat on himself.
Okay. I believe that if memory...
Basically, I can use my bonus action as a dash action, so basically I can just double dash throughout this entire thing.
Yeah, so basically you get to move fast. You get to go fast. Okay, so you're let into the maze after casting that. Is there anything in particular you plan to do? Any strategies?
Well, the only strategy I really know of is to hug the left wall, but that could really screw me over if I have to hug the right wall instead. Yeah, I'm just gonna hug the left wall.
Okay. Alright. Hug the left wall and roll me... How do I want to put this? Roll me either investigation, perception, your choice, with advantage because because expedited retreat is allowing you to move fast.
Okay. $21.
Thank you. Aren't you glad you had advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you hugging the left wall, you manage to notice a few cues, a few things, and using that and using your little magic, you manage to go through the maze fairly decently quick, actually. You had 30 minutes, but you managed to get out in only 15, and you reached the other side.
How did I do?
So, you see Shad walking over, and he goes, impressive. How'd you manage to get out here?
I moved fast.
Shad just has this look of, okay, look of, I don't know, it's like a combination of WTF and okay. And he goes, very well. You're one of only 3 people who have made it through this maze so far.
That sounds promising.
I shall put a good word in once I'm no longer caught by these festivities.
I would appreciate that very much. Thank you.
The Alakazam nods, and he also, for completing the hedge maze, he gives you 10 gold.
Ooh, money.
Alright. Is there anything else you're gonna do?
Just check the vicinity for coins.
Okay, same as before, benches, signposts, things like that.
Yep.
Investigation.
$22.
Jeez. You seem to be a coin gathering expert. Yeah, you get another...
Achievement get numismatist.
Yeah, this area's been gone through before, since it's obviously getting later and later. So you managed to get only 12, but still you investigated pretty thoroughly, you feel.
Alright, and then I'll head back to the Coliseum.
Okay. Alright, Sergey. So, you are brought into the Coliseum once again, and this time you are met with a Purloin who seems to be juggling iron thorns. Also, you're muted.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, you are met with a Purloin who seems to be juggling iron thorns.
Alright. Is this just a simple trick, or is there a point to this?
Oh no, there's no trick here. I'm just practicing for when these iron thorns pin you down and I win.
You remind me of the last one I fought. Confident. I enjoyed that.
Alright, the Mindfu gives you the usual keep it clean and flakes for you to start. Give me another initiative roll.
Alright. This one.
Okay, yep. You are clearly you're not really much of a fast one.
Nah.
Alright. So the Purloin starts. The Purloin goes to the top left pillar and climbs up it to throw an iron thorn at you from up above. He's about 10 feet up the pillar, and he's throwing an iron thorn at you from up there.
Great.
I assume 10 does not pierce your AC.
No.
Okay, so yeah, the iron thorn just falls. It plinks off. And just falls to the floor right in front of you. And it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Can I pick that up and throw it back at him?
Yeah.
Alright.
You certainly can. It's on the floor and he's not grabbing it, so yeah.
Right. The idea is trying to get him down from there. The problem is if I were to aim, I'm guessing that would require a much higher roll.
It wouldn't, but it would use your dexterity, not your strength.
Yeah, that is the only problem I can see, is throwing it at his dex, so... You said he's 10 feet up?
Yeah.
Okay, so how is this arena divided, like, in terms of space? How long is it from one side to the other?
Okay, if you were to, like, run from one side to the other, then it would be about a 60-foot run.
And you said he's on the
Top.
top...
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so the pillar that's right next to that sort of watery fountain, whereas right now you're sort of near the middle-ish. It'd be about 10 to 15 feet to the pillar, though you wouldn't really be able to round it if you want to, like, get cover behind it.
Mm-hmm. I already foresee this being used a lot. Because my only real ranged option right now is another mud slap. I am keeping track of the uses, though.
Okay.
I would like to use Mud Slap and then attempt to take cover behind the other pillar on the top.
The top left one?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Mud Slap will require a dex save from them.
Yep.
Wow. I'm
is
not doing
13.
good with dex saves today, apparently.
Oh.
This one has good dexterity, too, so that's really lucky on your end. Okay, roll damage.
Another D4. Nice.
Okay, max damage. So yeah, you splash them with your mud, and they get it all in their eyes. And then you rush over to the pillar. You can't take cover behind it yet, but you are at the point, but you will be able to fairly soon. Okay. The Burloin is gonna try it, like they're rubbing their eyes, the pocket sand is hurting. They're gonna try and lob another iron thorn at you.
Hold up. The mud has to be removed with an action.
Yeah, I didn't say they. I said they're rubbing it for flavor, not for them removing it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to lob one at you first. 12 misses, I'm pretty sure, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it falls to the ground, not even close to you. And it's back to your turn.
Alright, how do I get him down from there? How do I get him down from there? Wait a minute. Oh, this is an idea. What if I aim at the pillar he's on, not him specifically? Try to get him to slip with Mud Slap.
Oh, interesting. You could certainly try to do that, yeah.
Because that says objects automatically fail to save.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to try to aim a Mud Slap at where he's hanging on to get him to fall.
Okay. Alright, well, it fails, so let me make a check with him to see if he manages to hang on. And he does not. Okay, so he falls 10 feet. He takes 5 damage, and yeah, he's looking pretty beaten, and he's currently prone. Of course, that's the end of your turn, unless you have something else you can do.
I'd actually like to start making my way up toward him to get within range.
Okay, yeah, you are able to basically cross so that you're right in front of him.
Perfect.
Okay, so yeah, you get right in front of him. He gets up, and he sees that you're right next to him, so he's going to try and, without disengaging, so you're going to get an oppie, he's going to try and move to the other top pillar. He's going to try to move to the other top pillar. So
yeah, I'm going to take that opportunity.
Yeah, I figured you would.
So, where's that exactly? Hold up.
He went in with only one strategy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's just my melee with melee weapon.
Yeah, an Oppie is just you basically make an attack roll using your reaction.
Using your okay. So let's hope this hits. Plus 5. Ooh.
No, you just barely managed to miss them. Okay, so they aren't climbing the pillar yet, but they're next to the pillar and they're using the action to wipe the mud off their face.
Wait, hold up. You said they were prone though.
Yeah, so you don't use an action to get off from prone. You use
right,
half
it
your
takes half your movement.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's why they weren't able to reach the pillar, because they used half their movement getting up.
Okay.
So they're well within range of you.
All right.
So I assume you're gonna approach.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go and approach and take another swing.
All right. Feel free to do so.
Let's misspell that.
Okay, that does hit.
Oh, good.
Roll damage.
And D6. Also includes the. How was that plus 3 before? Oh, right, the strength mod.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, you rush up to them, letting your Skarmory wing fly, and you slam them down to the ground, same as that previous Pokemon you did, knocking them out, and the Mindflu declares you the winner. You hear more cheering. This time there's no creepy Eevee watching over you, so...
You're almost a little sad.
So you've got...
I don't know about that.
cheering without the creepy Eevee, and since the Purloin is being taken out by the Mindflu, you're free to pick up the 2 Iron Thorns that fell.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay, so yeah, you pick those up and you make your way back to reception. And we will move back to Eugene.
All right. So I have a question. Was the Flaffy and Dartrix game done before mine?
They were done right after yours.
Can I observe the way Caleb the Flaffy won? Like, just to maybe prevent myself from falling into that?
Oh,
Or
interesting.
around it?
Yeah, you can,
Alright.
and I'll say, because you're observing her, if you end up in competition with Kaylin, you will get advantage on your next, on your insight check against her.
Alright. Cool.
Okay. Iron Thorns, their range for thrown is 20 to 60, so minimum range. So 20 to 60 feet thrown. They're finessed light and 1d4 piercing. You can also use them in melee.
Are you talking to me?
Oh, sorry, I was talking.
Oh, sorry. Repeat that.
Sorry, I was talking to Ice.
Yep.
Okay.
So that was, you said 1d4 on the damage, but the range was what?
20-60, which means you can throw up to 20 feet normally. If you throw anything further than 20 feet, it'll have disadvantage, and you can't throw further than 60 feet.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, sorry, back to you, Crow. Alright. So, your next match is against the Bulbasaur.
Alright. Sure. I'll, there's no, like, intermission, like, there's no, like, hour wait between matches or anything, right?
No, the only intermission was that the other people had to play, which wasn't too very long or anything like that.
Alright, so, I guess I'll start getting set up then.
Okay. So yeah, you get set up, and the Bulbasaur gets set up, and the match between the two of you begins.
All right. So same dealio.
Yep. History, insight, and deception.
All right. History, and I'm not used to it yet, so I have to keep looking at my sheet. Insight. D20 plus 6. Yeah. Oh, what did I do?
You
to
forgot
screw up?
yeah.
Oh, I forgot. And deception. I won't label it. You know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm gonna use my die to turn that to an 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you begin the match. The opponent seems to be, in terms of strategy, the Bulbasaur does seem to have you beat in strategy, but luckily, and especially thanks to that that dice you used, luckily you were able to read their movements like a book, and they weren't really able to figure you out. So while you don't feel like you played the absolute best you could have, and they certainly had you beat in terms of strategy, you were able to get the overall win, but it was very close. Anyways, I assume...
I'll flavor it as Eugene probably got a little overconfident and playing a little sloppy.
Okay. But still, you eventually move your final pieces across the board and...
Checkmate.
Ah, dang.
Say it a little more nervously this time.
Ah, dang, I was so close too.
Yeah, it was a really close game.
Good one, good one. Oh well. Win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Maybe he saw creepy if he passed by. Well,
I see the creepy Eevee.
nah, that's just what... I don't know, maybe... Let me look at the path. Radio would be going back to the Coliseum after this, right?
Yes.
Okay, no, you wouldn't have passed by him unless you specifically went out of your way to go back to the Coliseum. You wouldn't have passed by.
Okay.
But anyways.
I'll say, where did you learn how to play?
Oh, well, I was just taught by my father. He was a lot better than me at it, but I'm not the best.
Oh, well, it was a pretty close game.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Honestly, I think I did a lot better than I thought I would.
Yeah, I haven't played with another person and another Pokemon in a long time.
Hey, you could have fooled me. You were reading me like a book out there. I couldn't do any move you weren't able to predict.
Well, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I've practiced a lot by myself.
Huh?
There's
I hope you win. I hear that winners here not only will get a cash prize, but I heard a member of the Freelance Guild might even consider them joining as well.
Oh, really? You don't have to talk to anyone?
It's just here. Don't tell anyone I said this, but I think one of the people playing these matches is from the Freelance Guild, so they might be able to introduce you.
Do you have any idea who it is?
Nah, I'm not sure.
So knowing this information, I'm just gonna maybe keep my eye out and maybe like observe and see if anyone's maybe like jotting down notes or seems to be scouting themselves.
Okay, give me a general perception check.
All right. No.
Nah. Wow, Wow, roll with that modifier. No, you can't really. Among the sea of faces, you can't tell if anybody is really too particularly looking around like they're scouting or anything like that.
All right. Well, I say the finals is next.
Yep, the finals is next.
Okay. Well, I gotta calm my nerves down for the finals. I'll maybe see you later.
Yeah, good luck out there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bulbasaur sort of walks off and heads towards the Pidgey, and the both of them walk up. Well, they don't walk off, but they walk away to sort of wait for the finals to begin to watch it.
And even though my perception failed there, I'm still like kind of like trying to suss out maybe who it is, even though I'm not very good at it.
Yeah. Okay, so the other match happens, and you see that the Flaffy managed to win the next semifinal match, so you'll be facing off against her for the finals.
Okay.
But before we do that, we will move back to you, Aaron. So, after getting second place in the cooking competition, what are you at walking away after attempting to dip a Glaceon in hot sauce? What are you gonna do?
That's a very good question. Knowing what I know, where do I think, aside from maybe competitions, I would most likely find somebody from the guild?
Well, obviously they'll be doing the competition and stuff like that. Otherwise, you imagine they might be walking around the venue themselves, sort of looking out among the crowd, sort of scouting them out, seeing who's who, stuff like that. They also might be like searching to try and keep the peace if something happens.
Okay.
So you don't really have a specific place they might be. They're just generally around. So if you're gonna look around and trying to see if you can specifically spot someone from the Freelance Guild, you're gonna have to like give me a perception check, and give me a pretty high perception check considering the crowds.
Okay. When was the open mic musical performance again?
It's open mic, so it's at any point in time.
Oh boy. Yeah, then Aaron goes there.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. So, you go over to the open mic. So you see a small sort of, not really a theater, but the sort of open area with a stage. And currently, you see a large crowd of Pokemon all watching. And you see a Swablu is currently up to the mic and singing her heart out, and it's clear that the Swablu has a lot of fans. She's like clearly the popular one at this sort of open mic singing event.
Okay.
As for running it, yeah, there's not really much of a Pokemon running it. It's just sort of, you imagine once she's finished, you'll be allowed to head up on stage yourself and sing your heart out.
Bust out the Rick Astley.
Oh god. So Aaron will look around in the crowd and approach the Pokemon who looks most likely to be part of the guild.
Give me a perception check.
Wow, my modifiers suck. Great.
No, nobody there looks too particularly different than the other in terms of potential Freelance Guild members.
Okay. Kinda running out of options. I guess what I can, what I will. So where is this open mic thing in terms of like location?
It's in the southeast sector of the area of Whitetown.
So this pagan was once running around and jumping around, but now is just looking lost and like he lost his parents in a theme park. I'm just
Oh, no.
walking around the city, not really sure what to look for, kind of out of options. If nobody like approaches me because I look like a lost child, then what I will do is actually go to the scavenger hunts.
Okay, so looking like a lost child. Okay, are you like really going at it, trying to make it appear convincing and stuff like that?
I mean, he's not pretending. He is legitimately lost.
Okay, alright. I'll make a roll and see if you manage to get something lucky. Okay, so after a few minutes of looking lost and looking around, eventually you've sort of just been meandering, but eventually from above you, that same sort of swablu that was up there charming the crowd sort of flies over to you, and she looks to you and says, "Oh, hey, are you lost?"
Oh, hello. Well, I guess I don't really know where to go.
Oh, well, there's lots of fun events to happen. Like, I mean, you just saw the open mic area, and there's plenty of other places to go. I mean, it's a festival. You're here. We're all here to just have fun, aren't we?
Yeah, that's true, but actually I'm looking for somebody. Well, or not in particular, but I want to join the guild, and I was hoping to find somebody from the guild, but I just haven't found anybody yet, and I don't know. Do you maybe like do they have a stand here or something where you can just go, like an info stand where they just send out flyers and you know like because I really want to talk with one of the leaders because I want to sign up for the guild, but I don't know what to do, and he basically just rambles on unless we stop him.
Oh god. So yeah, the Swablu's looking over at you as you're rambling. She says, okay, calm down. You really want to join the Freelance Guild, huh?"
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can't say much to, like, what any of the members are doing. They're just sort of scouting around, seeing who's good, but, if you... I hear, and you didn't hear this from me, but I hear that maybe the leader of one of the branches is currently near the art museum, so...
The art museum, of course, thank you! And he just runs off.
The Swamp Blue just has this biggest, oh boy, what have I done look on their face. Okay. So, while you're running there off, we will move back to Sergei, and by this point in time, before your next before the finales of your tournament, you see that creepy Eevee walk back into the Coliseum again.
He's back again.
Renio?
Reniel's not looking at him, and he's still basically across the room, but Sergey still hears in his head,
Did you win your last match?
Why are you following me?
You noticed me. Very few Pokemon noticed me.
Gosh.
Does my presence unsettle you?
No, but you following me around does.
I am not following you around. I am merely here as a spectator. You
He
did
just
not answer
goes,
my question.
Yes, I've won every match I've been in so far.
Congratulations. Is the next match the finals?
I haven't been keeping track.
Well, in the event that it is, you have my support, whether you want it or not.
And then he heads to the stands to wait for the match to start.
So yeah, you see the creepy Eevee just say that to you and then just walk away.
Shakes his head.
Alright. So you are eventually called to the finals. You are brought over into the same place. And
Right.
eventually you see, as your final competitor, you see a Jangmo walking to you from the other side of the Coliseum.
Alright.
Jangmo looks to you, but he doesn't really say much. He just seems to be curious about you.
What? Not what you expected for the finals?
You seem like you've been in a few battles, at least. So I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised.
I've had a long history, my friend.
Considering the eye patch and those scars, I can imagine.
Just make sure you put up good fight.
I'll do my best. You better not disappoint either.
Oh, I don't plan to, my friend.
Okay. The Mindfu signals you once more, and you roll initiative.
And here comes another bad roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, your initiatives haven't been very good this day.
It's only a -1.
Fair enough.
I mean, only. It's still just bad rolls.
To be fair, it's just basically,
Oh my god!
it's basically who goes first.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
Yeah, in larger fights, your initiative order would mean a bit more, but in these fights, they don't man. Oh, and you were healed in between fights again.
Okay.
But yeah, in these fights, it's not as imperative. Okay.
F.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we had a chat, do F's in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yep. The match begins. So, this Jangmo approaches you pretty quickly and attempts to give you a nice wallop. I believe a 20 hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. He deals 4 bludgeoning damage against you,
Alright.
and he can attack twice.
Oh.
Does a 16 hit?
Meets.
I believe if it meets your AC, then it counts as a hit.
Yeah, that hits. Ow.
Okay, and he deals another 4 bludgeoning damage.
Yikes.
So yeah, you could see immediately that this guy is not messing around.
I don't want to crush a mud slap again, but if he's actually going to hit me this hard, oh no.
Well, this
I
is
might
the
have-
final, so...
Yeah, no, I'm not messing around. I'm gonna have to go with mud slap immediately.
Okay. Let's see if you're lucky 3 times in a row.
Let's see.
You are lucky 3 times in a row. Wow.
Oh my god.
You've been having terrible initiatives, but you've been having very good mud slaps.
Yep.
Okay. So
Alright.
yeah, you roll damage.
3.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, you slap your mud all over this. You use your pocket sand all over the Pokemon, and their eyes are obscured though. Unlike the other competitors, they don't it's definitely impeding them, but they're remaining a bit calmer than the other ones were.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, unlike the others who try to attack first, they're actually going to use their action to wipe their eyes. So that'll be their action.
Alright.
What would you like to do?
I'd actually like to expend all 5 of my Paladin points for lay on hands on myself.
Okay. You may do so.
Alright. And then I'm going to use my full 20 movement to attempt to at least... Well, no, actually, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you can, but since you used your action, they would get a...
Yeah. No, never mind that.
So yeah, you'd be basically relying on your armor to protect you if you did that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are you gonna move, or are you just gonna stay?
I'm gonna stay.
Okay. So yeah, with their eyes now wiped, they're gonna go back at you. That is a miss. And that is a miss. So they go at you, but both their swings manage to just hit your vest or hit parts of you that you didn't really feel anything from.
Mm-hmm. Alright. And I will go in with a swing from the Skarmory Feather.
Okay. Give me attack roll. That hits. Roll damage.
Nice!
Nice one. Oh boy, yeah, that you hit him real nice. Okay. So you make a nice slash at him. It's clear that they couldn't really take another one of those slashes. But they're gonna go back at you. With another miss. Okay, and 1 hit. And they deal another 4 bludgeoning damage against you. Wow, they're rolling really low.
Ugh. Wait, you're saying the damage could have been way higher? Oh no.
Yep.
I am glad I used Lay on Hands.
You might want to hit really, really hard with this next attack.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, hit even harder.
Hit it harder!
Yeah, was that something Reniel is saying?
No, Reniel is
No.
just staring directly into the Jangmo's eyes. If the Jangmo happens to look at him.
Okay.
Of course.
Alright. So, what do you want to do?
I guess I'm gonna go for the last hit if this hopefully works.
Okay.
So 1 more swing. 20 plus 5. Please.
Yeah, that's good.
That does hit. Roll damage.
That's good.
Ed, you are the master of exact damage, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, boy!
So you take your Skarmory feather and make one last wipe, and you just send him down. You send him down. It's clear that he tries to get up after that, but exhaustion takes him and he falls to the ground.
I will give you this. That was a close fight. I haven't had a battle like that in a while.
Yep. The Mind Fu raises their arm and goes, "Winner!" And you hear the crowd cheer for you. The crowds all cheer for you. And as the Eevee, what's the Eevee doing?
He's doing about what you would expect him to do, except for this time he's kind of clapping his paws together, but it's very slow.
Okay, so you are brought back to the mine Chow, and she gives you 20 gold for winning.
Oh, wow. Not bad.
And she says, "Nice work. You were rather impressive out there."
Well, thank you. I do have a bit of experience under my belt.
Yeah, I could kind of see that when you first appeared. And as you two are talking, I imagine Raniel's probably coming out of the audience chamber.
Oh, he's basically standing directly behind Sergei silently.
So yeah, you've got Raniel standing behind you silently, but out of the audience chamber, you see that one duop that's been watching at you, and he goes, and he claps and he says, "Wow, gotta admit, not a lot of people can boast. Not a lot of people at your experience can boast beating Edgar down. Congrats."
Oh, I was just here for the fun of it, really.
Huh? Well, you certainly impressed me.
Well, thank you.
The duo gives you a pawn. He says, "My name's Raven."
Sergey.
So, Sergey, I have a question for you.
Anything, I'm in a good mood.
Have you heard of the Freelance Guild before?
The name does strike us in, what do we call it? It rings a bell.
Well, I happen to be, let's say I'm a little high up in the Freelance Guild, and that Jigmo you beat, his name is Edgar, he's one of the trainees under us as well.
I can see that he puts up a good fight.
We're always looking for strong fighters to help out and we're always looking for strong fighters to help us out. So, what do you think? Would you be interested in joining as well? We could always use someone like you.
Really, just an offer like that. Really, I'm. Well, thank you, but I might as well check out.
All right. Well, well, good to hear. We'll be converging together a few of the perspectives we saw by the end of the day during the fireworks. So I hope to see you there.
All right. And he turns around and just sees Randall been sitting there this whole time and just kind of. Ugh! Why are you always here?
I wanted to congratulate you. You did very well.
Maybe you could have said something this time instead of just sitting behind me.
I did not want to interrupt. That would be impolite. So you are thinking of joining the Freelance Guild?
Well, the offer just kind of came up, and I figured I might as well see what this is about.
Well, I do not want to dissuade you in any way, but I intend to join the Freelance Guild as well. Maybe we will work together. If I can get in, that is. But, as I said, I do not want to dissuade you, so I will not stick around any longer. I can tell that my presence disturbs you. I am used to it. I am not offended. Anyway, I will be seeing you around, Sergey.
Right, and wait, has Renil introduced himself yet, or no?
He has not.
No.
But he was present when you introduced yourself to Raven, so he knows your name.
And you are?
Reniel.
Right, Rendil. I guess we'll be seeing each other.
I hope so.
And then Reniel turns around and starts heading out.
You've got a strange. This is Raven, by the way. Raven looks Reniel looks to you and says, "Well, he's certainly an interesting type."
Yes. Very.
Well, I'm always. I won't lie, I'm always interested in anyone in the Freelance Guild, the stranger or otherwise. They certainly make things interesting, if you ask me.
The strange ones are always the most entertaining, huh?
Yeah, you need a bit of chaos in life.
Oh, trust me, I know about the chaos. I've seen my fair share. Pokemon are, unique.
It's what makes living around here worth it. If we weren't unique, then everything would just be boring, and who cares about that?
That's fair enough.
Anyways, I'll look forward to seeing you later.
Alright, well, thank you.
Thank you. And the duet sort of walks out. Anyways, we will move back to Eugene.
And I just want to point out that Reniel, after leaving the arena, is now heading toward the chess area to scavenge for coins there.
Okay.
You are just out to cause chaos.
It's
Okay.
wonderful.
So, Eugene, as you're sort of getting yourself mentally prepared, probably watched another one of Kalen's matches just to get yourself familiar with them, but it's clear that they probably have also done the same with you, noticing that you're probably one of the finalists.
Yeah.
As you're doing that, you eventually see this sort of creepy Eevee saunter over. This Eevee with these sort of dead, creepy eyes just sort of walks over, and he seems to be investigating around, which reminds me, give me an investigation check.
Right? 1 second, let me make sure I'm in the right place.
Okay, yeah.
17.
So this Eevee is walking around, and they managed to pick up about 8 golden coins that were hidden behind, like, signposts, benches, and stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm kind of reflecting on the conversation I had before about, like, supporting friends that are maybe a little more outgoing. And I'm thinking to myself that, okay, Eugene, you could do this, you could do this. So, like, how would you describe, Reniel? Is he, like, how old is he?
He is in his early 20s.
Okay.
He's creepy, but he doesn't look overtly malicious.
Okay. So I see this Eevee walking by. Clearly, I can probably suss out it's for the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
As I see that. Yeah. So I get up my nerves and well, he looks like about on my energy level. And I try to approach him.
He takes notice of this and he just kind of stops what he's doing. He doesn't look directly at you, but you hear in your head,
Oh, hello.
And so, as soon as I hear that, like, Eugene's, like, expression kind of sinks. He, like, kind of looks around.
Yes, it is I, the Eevee. I am speaking to you in your head.
Nope. 1,000 years couldn't have prepared me for this. Nope. Forget I did anything. And I'm gonna walk back to the chest tournament.
You are not the first Pokemon to behave this way around me.
Oh, how are you doing that?
Get out your bingo cards because
It's telepathy.
Well, no! Get out of my head! Can't you just talk normally?
Well, if you'd like, I can do it this way.
and you hear his voice coming from his general direction, but his mouth still isn't moving.
That sort of helps, but it's still unnerving.
I understand. I typically speak within people's heads for more privacy, as I do not like people overhearing conversations that I am having.
Aren't you doing that to me?
What? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Aren't you doing that to me?
Well, yes.
Well, except it's my thoughts.
Well, I cannot hear your thoughts unless you directly express them to me.
He thinks about that for a moment. You promise you don't know anything? Private?
Nope. I only hear what you let me hear.
Maybe that isn't so bad.
I try to be as uninvasive as possible, unless I want to be. But don't worry, I do not want to be right now.
I know, right? I like that too. What are you doing?
I am partaking in the scavenger hunt. I have not been in this part of the town yet, so I am collecting the coins here.
Oh, well, maybe look under benches and in trees. That's where they usually stuff them and things like this.
I have been looking under benches, but I have not been inspecting the trees very closely. Thank you for the suggestion.
Have I, maybe seen some, but, like, I would have, like, ignored because I'm not in the scavenger hunt?
What's your passive perception?
That would be 16, I think.
Yeah, you've definitely seen, like, noticed that there might be, that there have been, like, a couple on the trees and stuff like that. You haven't been around, but there have been definitely, like, a few in the trees or stuff like that.
Well, I saw some, like, there and there. Maybe that will help.
How close are the trees that he gestured to?
I mean, they're not far away, so they're
Are they
fairly
within
close.
30 feet?
Only one of them is within 30 feet.
Alright, can I see a coin within that tree?
Give me your own perception check. With advantage, since he's been pointing it out.
Alright.
Yeah, you can see one.
Alright, the coin floats down to Renuel and it drops in the bag that he's holding.
You can see him, like, clearly getting, like, unnerved again when you do something like that. That's a neat ability. I think I hear my match calling me, or my, Flaffy calling a match. Okay, let's, go.
Very well. Good luck in your match, and thank you. Not very Pokemon expressed such kindness to me.
Uh-huh. He has, like, a smile with, like, sweat beads going down his forehead.
Okay.
Renuel simply leaves him be and goes about looking in the other trees now.
Okay, give me an investigation check. You find about 5 more on the trees.
Okay.
Okay, so after that meeting with the Eevee, Eugene, you return back, and the match against Kale and the Flappy is just about set up.
Alright, so I'm, like, shaking my nerves right now, you know, like, patting my face with my paws, trying to maybe forget about that interaction as best I can.
I'm just gonna drop that in general because of how fitting it is.
Okay. So, you do that, you sort of steal your nerves, and you're brought to the other side of the table, against Kaylin. This time you are white and she is black.
All right.
She looks to you and says, huh, I guess we did meet in the finals after all.
We sure we sure did. Yeah.
She tilts her head confused at the random slip, but she sort of just shrugs it off and says, well, may the best Pokemon win.
Yeah. He extends for the shake.
She does as well. And you shake paws, and you begin. All right.
All right.
Once again, give me history, and then you'll get your insight at advantage, and your deception.
All right. History is first.
Yep.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Insight. That was 4, right? I'll get used to it eventually.
Yeah.
No, it's +6. Or sorry, history or insight is +6. So so I'll just pretend that was the insight right here and do it again, just because. Advantage. Okay. Well, I'm using the 20 or 24. Just the 24 is obviously better. Okay. Now we'll do the insight or the history, which is +4. 20 plus 4. That's 15. That's pretty good. And the deception, which I'm not very good at +2.
All right. Let's see what her rolls will be. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, so the match begins, and you can really tell that she is nigh professional at this. Like, her knowledge and strategies are really good. She's good at adapting on the fly. You can tell that she is having a hard time reading, or you are having a very good time reading her, but at the same time, you could also tell she's doing very good at reading you too. And she is just doing really well at the competition, and despite trying your best, you end up in a corner, and she finally ends up going, well, checkmate.
I'm in that like kind of denial stage where I'm like observing the board, trying to, well, maybe you're wrong, but I eventually kind of concede, and my like kind of like shoulders drop and my expression dowers.
You were good though, really good.
Yeah, but I lost.
Yeah, that's true, but honestly, if you ask me, it's not about whether you win or lose. It's about how well you do in the process. If I won a match that was too easy, then I wouldn't really like it. But the fact that, and if I lost a match where I did my best, my opponent did my best, then honestly, I'd actually prefer those types of matches.
But I just saw places I could have won, and I rushed in too fast.
Don't let losing bother you too much. Everything's always an experience. And you did a lot. You did really well, too.
He just kind of just gets up and gives a half-hearted smile and good game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, for winning second place, you are given 10 gold.
10 gold? Alright.
Okay.
It's more like a better item tracker and gold tracker.
Yeah. Anyway, so as you're walking off, sort of when you were by yourself, the Flappy comes over to you once again, and she says, "By the way, you honestly, despite losing, you did impress me out there. Do you mind if I ask you a question?"
Sure.
Well, I happen to be of the Freelance Guild. I'm still a trainee technically, so I'm not anyone too big in it, but considering how well you did, honestly, I wouldn't mind having you around the guild as well. Would you like to join?
So there's this like hesitance, like he's kind of conflicted, like he wants to say, like he feels like he needs to say yes, but he doesn't want to, but yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll speak to you to our leader about you, and I'll see if I can get you in.
That would be great.
Okay. Yep. It'll be a bit later on, so it won't be until the fireworks festival before we can get you in. But I hope to see you there.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, she sort of goes off, sort of running with a purpose.
All right. So again, it's like he clearly wanted this, but he doesn't seem like too excited about it, and he just kind of maybe just goes off to a quiet park bench and just sits there, maybe mopes a little bit.
Okay. All right, and we will move back to Aaron once again.
Yes, I have the feeling he would also have gotten something for second place if he didn't run off, but...
Yeah, if he didn't run off and try to dunk that Glaceon into his stuff, he would have gotten
Maybe get
something.
disqualified.
Yeah, that kind of sort of disqualifies you.
Not his best day.
He is impulsive.
But anyways, you taking that Swablu's instructions, you go off towards the art museum, and what you see is a nice ornate castle-looking building sitting on the bay.
Oh.
And in front of it, you see a Sawsbuck chatting with a deerling. Having lived in Misty Gales before, you're aware that this Sawsbuck is the leader of the trainees that are in Misty Gales.
Okay, Aaron, you need to get yourself together. You need to... Okay, he stands there and kind of almost meditates before focusing himself, and then just going towards the Sourcebuck and looking as adventurous as he can be and as confident as he can be.
Give me a performance roll.
Performance. Oh.
Well, you're not as bad as you could be at the very least. But yeah, you're walking over, and you eventually reach those two, and you hear the Sawsbuck say, "Give my regards to your mother and father when you return back." And the deerling nods and walks off. Eventually, the Sawsbuck looks over you and goes, "Oh, hello."
Okay, Aaron just stands there for a second, kind of frozen, not really having thought this through. And then kind of gets himself together and says, hello, nice museum.
It is quite a nice museum, yes. Calwelch takes quite a lot of pride for their art and culture.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm actually from Misty Gales. I'm basically I'm also from Cold Village. Are you enjoying the festivities?
You could say that, yeah. Though I can't say I've taken too much part in it. I've mostly been walking around, watching the Pokemon come and go. Though it's nice to see many young Pokemon like you come and enjoy it, and it's one of the few times where you get the three regions to come together harmoniously. One of the very few times, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's really nice, especially since it doesn't happen all too often. I just wish this festival would be all year long. How fun would that be? Yeah, but yeah, I'm also one of the. I took part in the cooking contest and I got second, so that was fun.
Well, you did.
And yes, and I was crowned king of the bouncy castle. So
The Sawsbuck is sort of trying to get a read on you, and it takes a moment and goes, wait a second. Aren't you that Pokemon that Narat happened to... am I pronouncing that right, by the way?
yeah, sure. I didn't really come up with a pronunciation, so let's go with that.
Okay. Aren't you Narat's child?
Yes, actually.
I'm surprised to see you here.
Well, I was, I wanted to, this is a very, very important festival for the entire continent. Of course, I'm here, and I'm old enough now, and so I asked, I asked Dad if I can come here, and he said yes, and I thought maybe I will find somebody from the from the guild, and maybe I will learn something about the guild. And he starts stumbling upon his words, not really sure where he's going.
Okay, then. Why are you interested in the guild?
He just looks to the ground, sighs, and then gets himself together one more time and just says, I always wanted to join the guild, since I've been this small. And he kind of does his hand show how small he was. I've always dreamt of being part of the guild. I really admire what you do, and I don't know, it's just so hard to get into it, and I was just hoping to find maybe somebody here. I heard there were competitions, and I thought maybe the guild had some kind of event here, and yeah.
Well, I suppose you've seen me before, so you know that of my position, I'd imagine.
Yes.
He looks over you and he thinks about it and he's like, I could, but... He looks over you some more. Do you really want to join the guild? Are you certain?
More than anything. And he does a jump as he says that. I really dreamt of this my entire life. I'm sorry, I'm a bit nervous. He's basically completely shaking.
Well, I can certainly see what I can do. I will make no promises, but if you have a passion for joining the guild, then I can't say I'm willing to necessarily turn you down.
Thank you. What do I have to do?
Well, you said you won second place in the cooking competition, did you not?
Yes.
I should ask Aurora about you then. She was also taking part in that cooking competition.
Short question: what Pokemon was it that I tried to dunk into
A Glaceon.
Is she a Glaceon?
Yes, that is correct. I
Oh,
hear she won it.
Yes, she won it. You should probably not. Look, I stumbled and then I almost hit her over, and she thinks I did it on purpose. I'm sorry. I did not want to do.
Roll deception.
Thank you. Deception. Where's my... Okay.
I'm waiting for another really low roll.
Please not. Oh no!
He looks over you, and it's clear that he
So
is
sorry.
not buying it, but he goes, oh boy. Okay. I won't ask. Well, again, I can't make any promises. The fact that you got second place, I might be able to pull some strings due to the fact that you got second place, though, I'll make no promises. I'll inform you by the end of the day at the very least if I manage to get you in or not.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the Sawsbuck nods to you and then he walks off.
Okay, Aaron just stands there contemplating what he did for a second, which is rare. And then he just looks up and realizes, oh, I think I know how to fix this. And then he wanders off back to the cooking contest. In the general direction of that. To be specific, I'm looking for the glacier.
Okay. So you walk towards the cooking competition. Obviously, it's long over, so right now they've been sort of cleaning up after it, but you do see that the glacier is over there.
Okay, I slowly approach the glacier or strip, and then say, "Hi."
The glacier appears to you, and she sort of turns her nose to you and goes, "Oh, you again? What do you want?"
I wanted to apologize. I did, it was very childish of me, and I don't know. I don't know what came over me. I didn't want to. I'm sorry.
Yes, it was childish. But fine. I suppose I shouldn't be one to hold a grudge.
You did really good, by the way. I was just envious because you were better than me, and yeah, I don't know. I should not do that. I'm sorry. That's yeah. He gets very quiet.
Well, I suppose it's not a competition I care for that much. I honestly don't really like cooking too much. It's something I'm good at, and so might as well do it. It's where the guild stuck me anyways. Oh. And she realizes that she let something slip and sort of covers her paws with her mouth with one of her paws.
The guild? You are with the guild? He tries to say, because obviously he already knows, but he acts surprised.
Gosh darn it, Aurora. Yes, I'm with the guild. I don't really want to be, but I am with the guild.
Oh, I should have known. If you're that good, you must be with the guild, of course. But why don't you want to be with them?
Let's just say I wasn't given much of a choice. Besides, I don't really have any reason to tell someone like you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just very interested in the guild. I always wanted to join it, but I never was quite good enough. That's probably why I was so envious. I thought if I could win this, then maybe I could impress some of the guild leaders.
Really? Don't recommend it, but whatever. What, are you looking for like a recommendation or something?
That would be great, yes.
Don't dunk me any more soups and I'll recommend you, okay?
Of course, thank you.
She sort of just looks to you. it's clear she still doesn't like you, but she walks off.
Would have found it so amusing if she found that like endearing. Like, yeah, that was a good prank. I would have done that too.
Okay, and with that, Aaron also walks off, kind of lost again, and also still shaking, not as excited as usually. What's next to the cooking contest?
There's not really much of anything next to it.
Okay, could I by chance walk across the chess area? Of course, only if it makes sense, but I think it would be fun.
Walk across what area?
Like Aaron is just walking around aimlessly, so I don't know. Either you could roll where he's going, or I thought it would be fun if he ended up at the chess tournament.
Oh. Okay. So, yeah, you know what? I'll say in your meandering, you happen to walk back to where the chess tournament is. It's it's over. It's been over now, so. But yeah, you're back at the chess area. Eugene, are you still there on the bench?
Yeah, he's probably there with his like, paws underneath his chin, looking down at the ground on a bench.
Okay, so Aaron, you see
Clearly not in a good mood.
Yeah, you see that Cyndaquil from before, not in the good mood, just sitting there like what Crow said.
Aaron is going to walk up to him, but he's not like his usual. He's not like storming to him. He's actually just sitting down next to him and also looking on the ground.
It takes like a double take to notice he's there.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I had a bit of. The last hour was quite exciting. I just needed a break.
I'm sure it was.
And he kind of shakes his head and says, "But anyway, I might be joining the Freelance Guild. So that's like, wow."
Oh boy.
Huh?
Oh boy, the guild.
I turn to him. Do you know the guild?
Yeah,
Over-
I'm joining it too.
Interesting.
I don't want to.
What do you mean you don't want to?
I came to this festival because my parents forced me to join the guild.
Okay, but
And-
how do you accidentally
the
join the? Sorry.
I won the chess competition, or I lost in the chess competition. I wanted to win that. I was gonna come to this stupid festival. That was the only thing I wanted to be happy with, but I couldn't even have that.
I've been trying for years to find ways into the guild, and you just randomly join even though you don't want to. I mean, you should be like, you should consider yourself lucky. Don't you know who the Freelance Guild is?
Yeah, it's a bunch of extroverts, and I'm an introvert lost in them.
Intro what?
Nothing. It's someone who prefers it being quiet and alone.
Oh, I'm sure they have like quiet spots in the guild. How he thinks to himself, not sure what he just
Yeah,
where he wanted to go with
I'm
that.
pretty sure it works that way in a guild.
But why didn't you just say no?
Because my parents forced me to.
But they forced you to join the guild?
They were gonna cut me off completely if I didn't join the Freelance Guild.
Aaron tries to process this, but just can't. He just looks at you very confused. Well,
Care what
anyways.
I'm doing.
Sorry, what did you say?
They shouldn't care about what I'm doing. I'm happy when I'm not doing this.
Okay, what would you rather be doing?
Well, playing board games.
Oh, games! What's your favorite game?
Well, there's chess and War Kingdoms, and
The chess is boring, but War Kingdoms, I think I heard of that one, but I don't think I played it. Do you have it with you?
yeah, I have some of these. They're not toys. They're miniatures. Okay. And see, my favorite is the Greninja assassin. I usually plant him in bushes so I can take out the enemy commander. Oh, and these are the Electabuzz shock troopers. They get an extra bonus when they're on the hills. And the Decidueye archers, they're good at range, so you want to maybe put them far away from your opponent, but you can't move them and attack in the same turn. He's just kind of rambling on about the rules because
Yeah,
no one
clearly.
based on.
Aaron is just staring at him, trying to interrupt him, but not really sure how. So he just like nods, still not really fully having processed what all happened. And I think eventually it just says, So I get it. I played Greninja and place my war unit on the. If maybe we should just get the game out and then you explain it to me. We should probably start from the top. I don't know if you want to, of course. I don't know if you had anything else planned, but I'm kind of just waiting for the fireworks.
You know what I said about earlier? I actually changed my mind. I'm probably gonna go see the fireworks later too. So maybe after we play, we can go watch them together.
Oh
Right?
yeah, sure, of course, yes.
Okay.
Man, did I ask you for your name? I don't.
It's Eugene.
Eugene. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I think you told me. I'm Aaron. Well. Anyway, you seem like a really cool dude. So I don't know. I'm like didn't expect to make friends here. So yeah.
Well, you're not the only one. Well, I think they're setting up. They're cleaning up the chess tournament. Maybe we could use one of their tables.
Oh yes. And then you show me how it works.
Oh yeah. I think I have a rule book. Okay, I think he's like hesitantly going to maybe try to teach him this very complicated game.
Yeah, Aaron is just nodding, and you can tell that he, like, as soon as you say another sentence, he already forgot the previous one. Yes, but he tries his best.
All right, yeah. I could probably Eugene could probably see this, and he's trying to like handhold as they're playing the game, and like not so subtly give like advice during his turns. Like, oh yeah, you could probably move it there.
Aaron has basically no idea what's happening, but he likes to like play with the figures as they move, and then like.
Oh. Well, you're like that guy who has the dice and like stacks them in a pile, and they all fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe put your trebuchet on the hill so you can it has a better vantage point.
Yes, and I picked the wrong unit up and look at him.
Yeah.
Can tell from his face that this is not a trebuchet, so I pick up the other one, and then I smile. This game is fun. I lie, but I still have fun, so that's not lying. But I still don't understand this game.
Yeah, you're really good at it. I lie. So, how long would it be till the fireworks?
As of right now, it's around 3-ish, so it'd still be quite a bit until the fireworks.
All right.
In fact, so as you guys play your little game, and as you're playing the game, and as this all is, and as everyone is off doing their own things, I think this is where we'll end it off.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Or just
Yeah,
watching. Have to remember then the raffle next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your numbers down for the raffle. Everyone who participated, it's just so that when I call the raffle winners, you can have your number ready and prepared.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
This-
Where?
that was the first session. Hope you enjoy.
Nice.
This party is amazing.
Oh, definitely.
This is
It's gonna be.
going to be an interesting campaign.
Okay. Well, see you all for the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.